Hey, and welcome to The Explainer. You ever have those days where you just feel off? You know, that kind of low level, nagging, tired feeling, and those aches you just can't seem to shake? It's something so many of us just write off as, oh, I'm just busy. But what if it's your body trying to tell you something really important?
So let's just ask the big question right up front, because it's one that probably hits home for a lot of us. Why are you so tired all the time? It seems like a simple question, right? But the answer, well, it can be really surprising, and it's very often missed.
I'm talking about that deep, down in your bones kind of exhaustion. You know the one? You get a full 8 hours of sleep, your alarm goes off, and you still feel like you could just roll over and sleep for another 8. It's this super frustrating cycle that makes just getting through the day feel like a huge challenge. And it's not just about being tired, is it? It's often that, plus these weird nagging aches. Maybe your lower back is just always a little bit sore, or your knees just ache for no good reason. You didn't even go to the gym, but they're complaining anyway. What is that about?
Okay, so first up, let's really unpack that daily tired feeling. Because actually putting a name to these signs is the very first step toward figuring out what's going on and finally doing something about it. But what if the cause for all this isn't just your busy schedule or stress? What if it's something you never expect? Let's get to the surprising culprit behind all this. And here we have it. Vitamin D. Now, we tend to think of it as just another vitamin on the shelf, but it's so much more than that. It's actually a pro-hormone that your own body makes, and it's an absolute powerhouse. It controls hundreds of different jobs in your body, everything from your bone strength to your immune system, even your mood. It's a major player. Now, this is where the story gets really interesting. You'd think that for people living in really sunny parts of the world, getting enough vitamin D would be a non-issue, right? Well, that leads us to this really fascinating puzzle, the sunny country paradox.
So here's the expectation versus the reality, and it's a big one. The common sense idea is lots of sun equals lots of vitamin D. Simple. But the reality? In many sun-drenched regions, like across the Arab world, a huge number of people are actually seriously deficient. It's a finding that totally flips what you'd expect on its head.
So you've got to be asking, how is that even possible? Well, it really boils down to a few key lifestyle factors. Modern life is, for many of us, an indoor life, even in the sunniest places. Then, when people do go outside, cultural norms or personal choices mean covering up, which blocks the sun we need. You add a diet that's not rich in vitamin D, and the fact that most of us don't get regular vitamin checks, and boom, you've got the perfect storm for a deficiency.
Okay, so we get the why now. Let's make this practical. How can you tell if this might actually be affecting you? The thing is, your body sends out some pretty clear signals. Let's tune into your body's warning signs. The most important thing here is to really listen to what your body is trying to tell you. So beyond that fatigue and pain we already talked about, there are other clues. Things like weird mood swings you can't explain, or just feeling down. Maybe you've noticed you're losing more hair than usual. Or what about this? Do you catch every single cold that goes around? That could be your immune system just waving a little white flag for help. But you know what? Here's the really good news in all of this. It is absolutely fixable. You don't have to keep feeling this way. So let's switch gears from the problem to the solution. Let's talk about your vitamin D action plan. Your path to feeling better is actually pretty straightforward. It starts with small things. Try to get just 10 to 20 minutes of direct sun on your skin a few times a week. Tweak your diet to include more things like fatty fish or fortified milk. But the most important steps? Talk to your doctor. Tell them how you're feeling. And then ask for a simple blood test. That's the only way to know for sure what your levels are. And really, it all just boils down to this. The very first step to feeling better is learning how to listen, to really understand what your body's trying to tell you. Don't just dismiss those little signals. They're important messages. So I'll leave you with this one last thought to chew on. The next time you feel that wave of exhaustion wash over you, or that strange, nagging ache pops up again, just pause and ask yourself this. Is this just another long day? Or is my body asking for something simple, something powerful? Is it asking for a little bit of sunshine?